Hello, Commanders! Welcome to the command table. I am Mathramar, and today we're going to be walking you through how to fight Knight. There's always a lot of issues for new players figuring out how the heck do you get signed up for Fight Night. Just so you are aware, you can earn up to 500 gems if you beat Ulther and the army that he sets up for Fight Night. So it's worth doing. Even if you don't win, you can still get 100 or 250 gems if you get a draw. But if you sign up, you'll at least get 100. So it's worth doing. We'll show you how to do it, but first, if you'd please be so kind, do like this video, also subscribe if you haven't already, and if you want notifications when I drop new videos, be sure to hit that notification bell. Also, if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave those below. So when you're in your game screen, you'll notice that there is a news button on the left. If you click on that, you will have this tab brought up, and then you will see a Discord button. So you need to click that Discord button and get logged into the Discord server, which will enable you to get the announcements when Ulther releases them for Fight Night. Now, he'll usually do that a day or two in advance, so you have ample time to get signed up so long as you're paying attention to your notifications and you haven't muted the channel. So from there, you will get an announcement in the Battle Legion Discord. You just go up to the Announcements tab, and you will see a link right here, which, depending on which Fight Night it is, you'll have a different link. And you click on that link, which will take you to a Google form. Then, once you get to that Google form, you'll be asked at some point for your battle tag. Now that's found right up here, right where that bright red arrow is pointing. You click on your settings button, and that will open up your settings tab. Then, right here in that red circle is going to be your player tag. Now you want to include the @ symbol because that just makes things easier. I think they may have fixed it now to where they can look up the player without the @ symbol, but I'd just include it just to be safe. I think it even says so on the form. So once you get there, you've entered your battle tag and you've submitted the form, and you do so an hour before the stream starts at least. Because Ulther, approximately an hour before the stream starts, will close signups. So if you're watching this video very shortly after I post it, there's still time. But yeah, you want to make sure you get on that. As soon as you get the announcement, just go ahead and sign up. So let's go ahead and have some fun. We'll show you what Fight Night is like. I went back through some of the Fight Nights, and I found my fights with Ulther. So let's go ahead and see what kind of fun we can get in here. Okay, for this one, he had some teleport stones on these molten armors that would pop into the back, and these bomb bots also are teleport. So they're just going to pop over to this other side of the battlefield. So I decided to have some fun with this one. Now, just don't blink because this one's going to be over very quickly. But I've got these two little bomb bots in the corners that are going to blow up those molten armors and just delete them. And then I've got these two bomb bots up front that are going to run through, clear up the front Fire Knights, and then take out the Death Knight. Then I have this Mind Corruptor here, and if I recall correctly, I think I have the Eye of the Corruptor artifact. He's going to flip all of the bomb bots that pop over to my side of the map and send them right back at those Fire Knights. So let's go ahead and watch that go down. Again, don't blink. Okay, there went the molten armors. My bomb bots go. I flipped all the other bomb bots. Poof, poof, poof. He's gone. So, I mean, when you know where the enemy is going to be, it's very easy to take care of it. So a lot of the strategies that I use you can find in things like my skirmish video and using the units there. Let's see, this one. Okay. For this one, I actually signed up and I wasn't able to watch the stream, so I wasn't able to change my standard build. And this was months ago, so this was totally different season, totally different power stones. I don't even know what power stones I had rocking on this. But yeah, this one, this is just my main build that I had running. We'll just let it run and you can kind of see how it goes down. He had some very high level mind corruptors and spiders' nests, and I was actually fairly confident that I was going to get through, but then for whatever reason, my mind corruptor gets, or not my mind corruptor, my monster hunter gets stunned and gets quickly flipped during that stun. So I think that what happened there was I hit a spider's nest, and um, part of the artifact for hammer, arcane reconstruction hammer, made it to where I got stunned when I destroyed the unit or when it respawns or something like that. So that's what made that all fall apart. If it wasn't for that one little buff on the artifact, I probably would have had him. All right, let's check out Fight Night 54. Let's go ahead and get my build up. There it is. Okay, now this one I was able to watch, so I catered directly to what he had there to offer. Now he's got level 5 Amulet of the Panther Queen as well as the level 5 Toe, but the part of this is the stealth that the units get for those first few seconds. So if you put assassins back here, they would have just ran probably right to the end of the map because they wouldn't have seen anything, except for maybe oh yeah, that's right. He had clone on these shark boys, I think is what he called this army. So he would the clone units don't get that stealth, I think. So the assassins would have ran to those, but they would have died very quickly. So I used the Risen Warriors instead to pop up and grab all of these druids in the back. And my whole strategy was to just have my monster hunter, which was supported by 2 Valkyries and a druid, to keep everything at arm's length while my ranged units and my frost wizard just nuked the crap out of it. So this one wasn't a terribly difficult one to solve, but it was kind of daunting with those really high unit levels on those untamed beasts. So here comes the Risen Warriors from behind to knock out those druids. And then it's just a matter of letting my ranged clear through. Monster Hunter holds it all. All right. Yeah, that toe at rank 5 gives the last unit alive full health, so that's quite a nuisance. All right, I think we are on to 55. Okay, so here, this one I did get to watch, so I was able to try and cater to what he had available. I figured, oh, I'm just going to put some mine shrooms here. That'll take that battle wagon, send it to the back, and now I have a level 12 battle wagon full of troops that are going to run up and help me out. The rest of it was, again, kind of that arm's length strategy with those untamed beasts and the giant toad. I wanted to keep everything at arm's length, but my problem was that I didn't put the monster hunter either forward enough or I didn't put the whole army back enough to where the monster hunter could run far enough away from it as everything else approached. So you'll notice that I do lose this one, but it's because I didn't give enough space for my monster hunter to get away from my ranged units, and the untamed beasts work their way back. So we'll go ahead and let that one run. Yeah, you see the untamed beasts kind of work their way around a little bit, and every time they pop the monster hunter up in the air, they have a tendency to aggro onto other units. And once the monster hunter was down, it looked like I was still going to have it. But again, that toe at rank 5, you get that debuff or that buff right at the very end where it gives you the last unit alive, 100% health, and some wicked buffs along with it. I don't remember what all was entailed with that. All right, so that was 55. Let's move on to 56. All right, pause. Oh, this one was rather interesting. Uh, for whatever reason, you would see army after army of swarm set up just to rush and try and take all that out, but those thorn guards are just savage. So what I decided to do was I just stacked a bazillion ranged units to burn through those 2 barrier monks. They're really, really stout to try and get through those 2 bubbles. But when you have the Phoenix hitting everything with fire, they actually burn through those barrier monks pretty quickly. So that was pretty helpful. But yeah, they've got the corrupted power stones on them, which means nothing moves. The corrupted slow, so everything just stayed put. So you had to go to it, and I just figured, oh well, thorn guards only reflect melee damage, so let's just stack a bazillion ranged units. So I've got my Ember Fiends, I got a whole bunch of archers, I got my hammer throwers. I just took whatever the highest levels I had and stacked them in there. And poof, the Phoenix takes some reflect damage because it's technically melee. But again, burn does percentage based damage. So once you get that burn on there, it's pretty much good game. Okay, this was Fight Night 58. Let's have a look here and see what we've got. Ah, yes. Pause. There we go. For this one, okay, this one was fun. He had these level 15 mind corruptors, and I think there's a storm caller in there too. Probably, and I think that's a barrier monk if I remember correctly. But my thought process for this one is again, okay, let's just put everything at arm's length. We'll send our monster hunter up there, and none of this is going to be able to affect that monster hunter. So I just keep everything at arm's length and then just let all this range damage do its job from afar. So here goes on that one. Okay, Monster Hunter now holding all the damage, and my ranged units just nuke the crap out of it. So it's not like this is rocket science or anything. I just have a lot of fun trying to find the clever solution to outdo whatever he's got for us. Okay, so for this one, he had a whole bunch of righteous defenders, and then he's got this one little Ember Fiend back here to kind of make use of the Sword of the Phoenix and the Spear of Cataclysm. So I figured, okay, that's some fire there. He's got these fire artifacts. Let's just stack some fire-resistant units. So most of the Titan build that I was running at that time was fire-resistant with those Eternal Champions. So I figured that's the way to go. We'll just throw our Paladin in there and our Monster Hunter and just let that Titan build roll through. And let's see how we did. The Frost Wizard was there to kind of negate the righteous defenders. The Brute and the... Actually, I'm not sure, was the Earth Elemental immune to... Yeah, the Earth Elemental's always been immune to freeze. They just added a bunch of other immunities recently. But yeah, the Brute was immune, but not a big deal. And again, the Ember Fiend not doing a whole heck of a lot. You do get some damage from that Sword of the Phoenix, making things vulnerable. But the Eternal Champions were able to take less damage because they still had a level of resistance. All right, let's move on to 61. We're getting kind of more into recent history with some of these. Okay, we had a whole bunch of teleport on this one, so you're about to see all kinds of stuff go down. I think these all stay put, but everything else pops over to the other side of the map. So I tried to pick the spot right in between where I wouldn't have stuff in the middle to kill my druids, and probably would have done better off with a paladin, come to think of it. But I threw in the 2 untamed beasts, the 2 Phoenix units, and a couple of druids. And the Phoenix units actually do most of the heavy lifting just by burning the crap out of everything. But yeah, I just thought, okay, let's just pick the spot where my druids won't get snagged, and they'll be able to take the plague off of the untamed beasts. Okay, poof, there goes the teleport. And the untamed beast gets slowed by the plague, and the druids just don't heal fast enough to really keep them cranking. But it's not that big of a deal because they've got so much health from that troll giant's toe. And I think the amulet of the Panther Queen gives a health buff as well. So they're basically, even if they're just sitting still, they can tank for days in this scenario. So I still do take him in the end. Again, in this situation, a defeat for Ulther is a win for me. So that worked out. Again, probably some better strategies, but that one still was kind of pleasing that it pulled it off. All right, 62. Okay, oh yeah, this one was good. Okay, so for this one, he had this massive swarm of all these melee units. You got all these Wraiths in the back, Warhounds in the front, Arcane Blades in the middle with some Dire Wolves. And I was just thinking, oh crap, like what am I gonna do? Am I gonna throw some Ancient Trees in there? But he doesn't really have any sustain in there other than the initial immunity offered by the Primal Warhorn. So once that wears off, and there's going to be a heal that pops after that, it's just burning through with those draining spirits. It's just going to melt everything. So it's all going to rush into the middle into these entangling roots, and then the Phoenix units are going to keep popping back up and keeping everything engaged back and forth between those entangling roots. And then these Ember Fiends in the back will hit everything from afar, and it's not going to take long for the fire and the draining spirits just to melt this entire army. At the time, there were power stones for Corrupted Slow, which made it to where these Wraiths would just stay put. And even if everything got nuked to crap, these Wraiths would just kind of be camping there, and the Phoenix would pop back up and suck everything back. So let's go ahead and let that run. And melted. Yeah, that's I actually did a whole video on that build a while back. It was just a lot of fun. Okay, let's do this last one. This was the most recent Fight Night. I actually won Fight Night 63, but it happened... Oh, and sorry, we got Ulther talking here for this one. I wanted to include what he said because it was really funny. Excuse me. So for Fight Night 63, there were some technical difficulties, and during those technical difficulties, 500 gems showed up on my profile, so apparently I won. But moving on to Fight Night 64, let's go ahead and get to the fight. Okay. So here, he has... I actually lucked out on this one. He's got the Arcane Reconstruction Hammer at level 5, and at rank 5, there's the chance for the construct units, when they're destroyed, to pop up on the other side of the map. And I didn't even think about that. So fortunately, that didn't proc at all, and I actually just cleared through really, really fast. This is another one where you can't blink or you're going to miss it. But I just stacked all these assassins, trying to match the positions of all the crucial things on this side of the battlefield. And then I've got these Eternal Champions hooked up to a Valkyrie that are just going to run up and catch any spiders that come through, and then the archers are there to take out the Ancient Tree. So let's go ahead and let that one run.
Talking about the army is interesting.
Poof.
Oh wow, that was mega fast. Good job, command table.
Thanks, Ulther.
It's a lot more.
Ulther's a good dude. Thanks for running the Fight Nights, Ulther. Yeah, you're a champion. Appreciate all your hard work. And thanks for making it fun. I've certainly had a blast with Fight Night. Hopefully this has helped those of you who have been struggling to get signed up for it, to walk you through. And thank you for subscribing and watching to the channel. Again, please do like and subscribe, and check out thecommandtable.com, where we have tutorials, raid strats, and in the near future we'll have merch and a comic strip. All right, we'll see you for Fight Night tomorrow. Have fun, everybody.